Today I did an interview with Jerry Ward of Bio S3 Training via Skype. I met Jerry at the Olympia Expo in Las Vegas mid-September, and I am very, very appreciative of Jerry giving me a platform to tell the truth on a massive scale. Because for the last few months, not only have I concealed the truth, I flat lied to people. I did it for a few reasons. Steroids already have such a terrible stigma around them and bodybuilding. I didn't want to deal with the drama. I wanted to protect Andrew and his legacy. I wanted to protect his family. I wanted to protect myself, because people are cruel, and when you're trying to grieve, the last thing you need is more of a shitstorm. But when I met Jerry, he made me realize that my story is important and it could really help people. So the dust has settled and it's time for me to come clean. Andrew was an extraordinary man. He had fantastic genetics for bodybuilding. He was very driven, he was very intelligent, he was kind and inspirational and very, very influential. Just his presence. He was very influential. He was also an extremist and stubborn and very set in his beliefs. He had this duality about him where he didn't want people to know that he had ran gear, partially because he was a natural athlete for so long, and partially because he was experimenting on himself, and he understood through Boston, the Boston experiment, about, there's a lot of people that look up to him, and he didn't want to be giving people bad information, because I think intuitively he knew that he might not have been getting great information. So he was very careful, and he was very secretive, I guess, about his products, where he got them, how he made them, all of the above. Because there were kids that looked up to him, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Oh, bro, how'd you get so big? I want to be just like you. And he would tell them, he would say, fucking eat more food, train harder, don't be a pussy. And I respected that about him in terms of, I thought it was cool that he didn't get people into what he was into because he was just getting into it. That being said, he didn't have the best practices. His homebrew practices were piss poor. And he didn't have a lot of money. So he had to order products in bulk, in raw form, so that he was able to run the cycles that he needed to run, or he thought he needed to run, for the goals that he wanted to achieve. And everything was avoidable. The whole situation. Andrew got some product from China in raw form. He didn't mix it in a very sanitary setting. And he got an infection. He had 4 different strains of staph. And we spent from March to May in the hospital. And he died May 25th. He went through total systemic shock, multiple organ failure, kidney, liver, heart. He went through surgeries where they drained liters of fluid and pus and dead flesh from his legs, from his injection sites. He had wound vacs. He had embolisms. He had blood clots in his heart. He suffered. He suffered an ungodly amount. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And his family suffered too. I did. And now that he's gone, I see that good can still come from this. Andrew's goal of helping people is still alive because this story is important. And it might save one woman from what I went through. She might get to plan a wedding instead of a funeral. It might save one set of parents from outliving their child. It might get siblings many, many years of birthdays and holidays together. And that's what matters. I don't want to talk about, steroids being bad because I don't believe that. I don't want to talk about how bodybuilding is an addiction or can be, and the things that people do to themselves without really understanding the gravity of consequences isn't really something I want to address either. What I want to talk about is when you order product from foreign countries where we don't even have the same alphabet, we don't speak the same language, we don't have the same health practices, how do you know? How do you know what you're getting? You fucking don't. You don't know. You don't know what's coming to you. And you have to think about that. Sure, maybe right now you're single and you don't think you're ever going to meet anybody and you're going to just be in the industry for a couple years and you're going to make all this money and life's going to be tits. Maybe. I hope so. But the reality of the situation is you might be dead at 26 and leave your family and the love of your life to wade through the wreckage of your selfish choices. And I say that from a perspective of experience because that's the life I live. And I still love Andrew. And I'm not mad at him because I loved him for exactly who he was. But I think maybe if I had been that nagging bitch girlfriend, things would have been a little different. I think maybe if he would have got better information, things would have been a little bit different. I think maybe if he hadn't gotten bad product from a foreign country, things would have been a lot different. So when you are in pursuit of your goals and your dreams. I understand that you'll do what you are going to do regardless. But take a little bit of extra time. Close your eyes. Imagine what it would be like for your family to crumble in your absence. For a future that you planned with another person to evaporate. And then think, is there a safer alternative? Could I be better about my decision making and still achieve my goals? Absolutely. Take the opportunity, take the extra money, the extra time, whatever it is, and be safe about it. Be smart about it. Because there is no reason another extraordinary, beautiful person should die because they were stubborn or misinformed when there are other options. So if you want to know more or you want to see the full interview, head over to Jerry's YouTube, or you can email me at brekkan.lyn.fitness@gmail.com, or I'm on Instagram, Brecken_Lynn. Feel free to message me. I am open to helping anyone that wants help. If you want to talk about things, if you've gone through something similar, I think that this is important to bring to the surface. And I am so thankful for Jerry because I'm finally not living with a huge weight on my chest. And if I can help one person, that's enough. I hope I help lots of people. I really do. Because Andrew wanted to help lots of people. And maybe this is how it happens. So, be smart. Be safe. Think before you do something stupid. Don't get caught up in misinformation, because there's a lot of it. There's an awful lot of it. And my story's true. I lived it. And I hope no one else has to live something similar.